The next task is making a half glazed door, and to do that we need to set this out full size on what we call a workshop rod. Okay, so where do we start? I've had a quick look at the drawing. It's always wise just to have a look at the drawing, the joint sections, the sizes of the head and the bottom rail, the mid rail, the stiles. From that, I've made a quick list of the section sizes, just to save me keep referring to the drawing so that I can get it drawn pretty quick. So where do we start? I know this size of board is okay to fit this door on, but I also know that if I'm not careful, I'll run out of room. So I'm going to start quite close to one edge and just give myself a margin and work from there. Okay, so what do we need? We need a long straight ruler, a T-square that is accurate and is 90 degrees. For this one, a combination square. I have a folding ruler that I like to use because it's nice and clear and it's good for getting nice accurate measurements. The steel ruler is okay, but if I show you closely, especially at the beginning, it's got close increments there that are hard to see. Okay, so something a bit clearer when you're getting down towards the millimetre or half a millimetre, that'll do fine. Pencil sharpener, a pencil and a rubber. Okay, bit of note paper just to take notes down. The very first starting point is positioning your door on the board, and we're just going to do a 30mm line with a combination square along the edge of the board. Okay, so the next line is at the bottom of the board here, and we'll do a border 30mm again. What I don't want to do is run a parallel line to this edge, because if this board isn't square, the whole door will be wrong. So let's just check that board for square first. And actually, it looks like about 2mm out of square. So that's not an issue as long as we know. So what we'll do, I'll put a line on this side, we'll say 30mm. That's a 30mm point. And from there, I'll just draw a square line from this edge that we know to be true. Okay, so we have a square corner to start our door off. If that isn't square, you're wasting your time for everything else. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll identify this line, I'll put a face side mark on there, and that's the first straight true edge that I know about. So everything will come parallel from there or square from there. I'm not going to use the rest of the board. I'll work everything from those two datums. Okay, so the first line to draw is my stile on this side, the parallel line, which is 70mm. So I now have a 70mm stile along the side there. So let's get the full size of the door sorted. So we'll get the other side in now. The width of this door is this is a critical measurement because it is the overall size of your door. If this is wrong, it's not going to fit. Just double check that. Check it with the end of my ruler. That looks good. We'll move it 100mm. So we can see exactly on each point. Yep, I'm good with that. So, time to sharpen the pencil. I've drawn 3 lines. It's getting blunt. So let's have a sharpen up and start again. Okay, so we have one stile, we have a square edge, we have the width of the door, and now we can do the other stile on the other end. And again, stile number 2. And now we'll get the height of the door sorted. So the height of this door start at 100, add 100 to the other end. Height of door. Yep. So, if anything's wrong at that stage, stop, sort it out, correct it, check everything for square, check everything for parallel. That should be square off that line, which it is. So that's still working okay. If something doesn't look right, just stop, go back, sort it. Do not carry on doing your drawing and all the details for your door. If one thing's wrong, everything you do from now on will be wrong, and it's painful to go backwards and start rubbing lines out just because there was one dimension that wasn't correct. So check everything after you've done it time and time again. Okay, so let's just get the bottom rail dimension in. Now, I've just taken some quick notes to save me keep referring back to the drawing. Bottom rail is 144 by 44, so it's 144 from the bottom of the door. Top rail next. Top rail is the same section as the stiles, so that's 70 mm. The outer perimeter of the door, we have the stile 70 mm in from the end, stile 70 mm in there, the bottom rail 144, top rail 70 in. So what else have we got? Okay, we've got a detail here that tells us the whole thing, tells us the sizes. We're looking for the position of this middle rail there. Now it tells you somewhere on that drawing a key dimension of that, and if you look carefully, it's there on that part. Okay, so we have a reference of 236 mm from the top edge of the bottom rail to the bottom edge of the middle rail, so we can work off that. So 236. Okay, pencil on the line, move your ruler up to it. Pencil on that one. Line in between. Okay. Every time you do a line, check it. So, that's the gap between the top of the bottom rail and the bottom of the middle rail. We now need to put the width in of the middle rail. Again, consulting our drawing. So you need to interpret these drawings. The information's there. We know the middle rail is 120 wide. So we'll do that. I'll start that on 10 and I'll mark 130. We'll check. That's fine. Time to sharpen the pencil again. Let's start looking at the detail that we need to add. The top section of the door is rebated. So this drawing that you get in the book details the door from, I'd call the back side. The face side is the rebate side. So I know from this section here that that section has a rebating. I know from that solid line there that that isn't that rebate side, that's the view from that side. So on the opposite side there must be a rebate. So I'm going to draw this door, our rod, from the face side. Okay, so we know we have a rebate in that section. We know the rebate is 26 by 13. Okay, so if I looked at that middle rail there, that section would be that way up. So this is the middle rail section, this is the detail. I can see that we've got a rebate there in this edge, and we have an ovalo mould in the bottom edge. So we'll deal with the rebate first. So the rebate is 26 by 13. So we'll get that done now. Right, so we know this door at the bottom has a groove in there and a mould at the back. Okay, so this time, if you look at this drawing, the rebate is on the face side, the moulding is on the back side. So on the same side as we've just drawn this rebate, that's just full section. There's just a groove in there. So what we're going to do to signify that groove is just do a dotted line, okay? And it's going to be the same depth as the rebate, okay? So it's 13 mil. And all these lines are going to be dotted. Might as well carry on that detail and make sure that this line that I've drawn there is dotted. And that's dotted. Right, okay. So we've reached a point now where we have the whole door laid out. We have the section sizes, 70 mil, 70 mil. When you draw this rebate, make sure that your line comes in from the 70 mil back into the timber and doesn't go out into what I call the daylight lines, okay, where the glass is going to go. Make sure you come into the timber and into the timber every time you draw these rebate lines. So now we have that, we're going to start putting some joint detail in there, and we'll get the camera a bit closer and we'll lay out each joint in turn.